is a man's world. This is a man's world.
In the late 19th century, Victorian London was a city full of wonder and worry. The Industrial Revolution brought new inventions, scientific progress, and modern medicine, but it also brought disease. Influenza outbreaks swept across Europe, and desperate citizens sought remedies wherever they could find them. This is the story of one remarkable woman, one bold advertisement, and one court case that shaped contract law for generations to come. This is the story of Carlyle versus Carblick Smoke Ball Company. This is Mrs. Louisa Elizabeth Carlyle, or known as Mrs. Carlyle. Just like many people before illness strikes, Mrs. Carlyle lives her normal life cheerful, confident, and unaware that trouble is approaching. In Victorian London, people lived the same way. It was all doing great until influenza arrived. Suddenly, in newspapers across London, consumers read the extraordinary claim: £100 reward to anyone who contracts influenza after using the smoke ball 3 times daily for 2 weeks. £1,000 is deposited with the Alliance Bank, showing our sincerity. With that, one person who certainly did trust the advertisement was Mrs. Louisa Elizabeth Carlyle. After seeing the advertisement, she enters a pharmacy to purchase a smoke ball. Like many at the time, she feared the dangerous influenza spreading across the city.
I thought about this advertisement. Is this carbonic smoke ball really prevent the influenza?
Smoke ball was a small rubber ball used to help people with cold, flu, and breathing problems. What was inside it? Most carbolic acid, phenol, a strong chemical people back then believed could kill germs. It was sometimes mixed with natural powders like white hellebore, a plant powder, licorice root, glycyrrhiza, plus a sticky tar-like substance that made it smell like medicine. How did you use it? You squeezed the rubber ball and it pushed tiny particles of the powder through a small tube into your nose. She simply believed that if a company publicly promised a reward and even claimed to have deposited £1,000 to prove it, then the offer must be genuine. So she carefully followed the instructions, 3 times daily, 2 weeks straight. But despite her efforts, she caught influenza. Representing Mrs. Carly, her lawyers countered with 4 key arguments. The advertisement was a unilateral offer. Anyone who performed the conditions automatically accepted. The £1,000 deposit showed intent. No reasonable reader would think the company was joking. Consideration existed. She used the smoke ball, purchased it, and suffered inconvenience. Acceptance did not require notification. In unilateral contracts, performance is the acceptance. In the High Court, the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company fought hard. Their arguments were no intention to create legal relations. The advertisement was mere sales puff, not meant to be taken seriously despite the £1,000 deposit. No definite offer. They argued the ad was too vague to form a contract and could not be an offer made to the world. No acceptance communicated. They claimed Mrs. Carlu never notified them that she accepted the terms. No consideration. The company said she gave nothing in return as she already owned the product. Contract would be too unreasonable. They insisted it was impossible to hold them liable to every person who might try the ball. Justice Hawkins of the Queen's Bench delivered the decision. He ruled in favor of Mrs. Carlyle. He stated, the advertisement was not mere puff. The £1,000 deposit made the promise serious. An offer can be made to the world. An acceptance is through performance. Mrs. Carlyle gave sufficient consideration by using the smoke ball. Communication of acceptance was unnecessary. The Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, unhappy with the ruling, immediately appealed. The case moved to the Court of Appeal, heard by 3 powerful judges, Lord Justice Litney, Lord Justice Bowen, and Lord Justice A.L. Smith. The defendant repeated many arguments, but refined them. The advertisement was too vague to be a contract. They said no reasonable person would think £100 could be claimed by thousands. There was no notification of acceptance. There was no contract because there was no sealing of mutual obligation. If a contract existed, it lacked consideration. The ad was a mere puff meant to attract attention, not bind them legally. Unilateral contracts do not require communication. By performing the required action, she accepted the offer. The deposit proved intent to be bound. Consideration existed. She bought the smoke ball. She used as instructed. She gave detriment and benefit to the company. The advertisement was clear and specific, which is use the ball, still get influenza, and receive £100. The Court of Appeal upheld the High Court's decision unanimously. Each judge wrote a separate opinion. Lord Justice Litney said he emphasized that the advertisement was clearly meant to be taken seriously. The £1,000 deposit proved intent. Meanwhile, Lord Justice Bowen delivered the most famous reasoning. An offer can be made to the whole world. Acceptance occurs through performance of the condition. Mere puff cannot include depositing £1,000 in a bank. He added that using the smoke ball was consideration and acceptance. Lord Justice A.L. Smith said he fully agreed. The company made a promise, the conditions were met, and they must pay. And so the final judgment stood. The Carbolic Smoke Ball Company must pay Mrs. Carlyle £100. The case became a cornerstone of contract law. The Carbolic Smoke Ball eventually faded from history, but the case lives on. Law students still study it, judges still cite it, and consumers still benefit from the idea that companies must honor the promises they advertise. This is the legacy of Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company. A reminder that even a small claim can make a very big difference. And with that, this story comes to an end. Not in silence, but in a principle that continues to shape the law that we have today.